I want to finish reading from the book of Philippians chapter 4, and I shared in our last session about the fact is that Yahuwah wants us to be carefree, free of cares, free of worry, and he instructed us in Philippians chapter 4 that we're not to be anxious for anything, be anxious for nothing, but in everything by prayer and supplication with thanksgiving let our requests be made known unto Yahuwah. And then he says, the peace of Yahuwah that passes all understanding shall keep your heart and your mind through Yahushua HaMashiach. And I didn't get to verse 8. I want to read this because this is what will keep you and I in the perfect peace, or shalom. This will keep us in perfect shalom when our mind is stayed upon the word and upon his promises. Verse 8 says, finally, brethren, whatsoever things are true, whatsoever things are honest, whatsoever things are just, whatsoever things are pure, whatsoever things are lovely, whatsoever things are of good report, if there be any virtue, and if there be any praise, think on these things. Yahuwah gives us instruction right here to what to think upon. You know, you might say, well, you know, my mind is just so full of worry and concern or whatever, and you know, I understand that. I mean, I have empathy for you, but I can also tell you that you can control what you think. Now, it may take you some discipline on your part because you may, you know, you may not know the scriptures. You may not have spent the time that you need to in the scriptures to renew your mind. You know, Romans chapter 12, verse 1, 2, and 3 talks about, be not conformed to this world, but be transformed by the renewing of our mind, that we might prove what is that good, acceptable, and perfect will of Yahuwah. See, we have to renew our mind to begin to think like Yahuwah thinks. We need to realize and understand the promises that he's made for us and the provisions that he's made for us. And as you begin to think upon those things, what happens is it'll bring that perfect peace or that shalom into your life because you know that you're trusting in him. And you have the confidence that whatever situation that you may be facing, that Yahuwah will turn it around because you're standing upon his word and upon his promises. But it's important to know what you believe. It's important that you have, say, chapter and verse for what you're believing for. And that goes back again to studying the scriptures, find out what the will of Yahuwah is in your situation. And once you do, you can have confidence and boldness. In fact, 1 John talks about this is a confidence that we have in him, that if we ask anything according to his will, he hears us. And because we know that he hears us, and whatever we ask, we know that we have the petitions that we desired of him. What a verse. What a verse. This is the confidence that we have in him. Not in ourselves, but we have in him. That if we ask anything, and that means anything, according to his will. And you might say, well, I just don't know what his will is. Well, you can search the scriptures and find out what his will is for you. Not in every situation, you may not find out certain things, but the majority of what really has pertaining to your life, your spiritual life, your natural life is covered. Something in here is mentioned about the will of Yahuwah for you. Thank you for joining us this afternoon, and I look forward to our next session. Please share this with others, and I thank you for all your comments and your support, all your prayers for me. Thank you for that. Shalom.